Hey guys, this is Karthik Kantwal from Apex Finserv and I'm back with your daily dose of charts for the tomorrow's trading session consisting of both the equity and the indices. I hope you all had a green expiry trading session today because the analysis that we had yesterday more or less was on point except for the fact that the gap down ruined a lot of equity levels along with the index strike prices that we had established as support resistance. Those two were pretty much killed in the gap down itself. But apart from that, if you went with the zones, on the pullback, if you had entered shorts, you could have had a really good trading session. For me personally, it was a pretty slow trading session. I managed to catch about just 70 to 80 points on BANKNIFTY. So all things considered, pretty boring expiry for me. But I hope the opposite goes for you and you had a nice green trading session. Now for tomorrow, starting with the equity watch list, the first one that we have is Piramal Enterprises. You can see we have some sort of a bearish flag formation here at this point. It's not exactly a flag, but it is resembling that structure, or in simple words, you can also consider that to be a lower low, lower high structure formation. So we are going to go for a short at the nearest swing point of 1225, stop loss at 1240, and ideal targets at 1% on the downside. Moving on to the next one, MFSL. MFSL do we are going to go for a short at the nearest support turn resistance of 600, a big round psychological number 2, so that's added confirmation for us. Short at 600, stop loss at 608, ideal targets 1% on the downside. Then we have Oro Pharma. Now Oro Pharma, it is on a big downtrend. It is breaking all the support levels that it has had. So for tomorrow we are going to go for a short at the nearest resistance or support turn resistance that we'll have now at 760. So we are going to go for a short position at 760, stop loss at 770, ideal targets 1% on the downside. The next one that we have is Bharat Forge 2, we are going to go for a short position. Pretty much everything is going to be a sell on rise, so no rocket science there. We are going to go for a short at the nearest swing point at 440. It also was a resistance turn support, now resistance again. So that's added confirmation for us. Stop loss at 445, ideal targets 1% on the downside. The next one, Lupin. Now Lupin 2, we are going to go for a short position. We had a resistance at 1000, turn support, or tried to turn support rather, but could not be held up and was strongly broken. So we are going to go for a short at that very price point, 1000, 1002. Stop loss at 1015, ideal targets 1% on the downside. The next that we have is SR Transfin. SR Transfin 2, we are going to go for a short position at 585. If you go a bit in the previous data, you can see 585 was a strong support in the past, and now that it has been strongly broken on the downside, we can be pretty certain that the downfall is going to continue just after a pullback to somewhere close to that level. So we are going to go for a short at 585, stop loss at 592, ideal targets 1% on the downside. The next, Escorts 2, very simple. We have a supply zone at 1185. We are going to go for a straight short trade at that price point. Stop loss at 1200, psychological resistance will be here, so added confirmation, and ideal targets 1% on the downside. The final equity script that we have for tomorrow is Balkrishna Industries. Now here too we are going to go for a simple short position at 1330, stop loss at 1345, and ideal targets 1% on the downside. The reason is that it's a strong supply zone. It was broken on the upside and the price tried to break it many a times, but the break was not sustained, and so since it has reclaimed that resistance, it should act again as a resistance, of course. So we're going to go for a short at 1330, targets 1% on the downside, stop loss at 1345. Now moving on to the index or the indices side of things, starting with Nifty. Now Nifty, we have a zone. I told you guys that 11,000 and 11,100 were the supports for yesterday, but wo to gap mein ud gaya. So as we had these zones, so even if after the gap, if you had shorted at a pullback, you could have caught a clean 120 points move on Nifty. I personally was not able to trade because I had a rough day, feeling again back with the recurring cold, so I was not able to trade a lot today, hence the boring expiry. Now for tomorrow, what we have is again two zones from 10,800 to 10,950. 150 points का range है. I don't really expect Nifty to break both नहीं, either of these two zones tomorrow itself, unless of course gap में हो जाता है, then you never know, just like today. But before it goes down anywhere, 10,500, 10,500 or 10,400, it has to fill this gap. So that's a good chance gap fill though आएगा, so it has to go up sometime. Now for tomorrow, since it's the last trading session of the week, Friday, not really expecting any explosive moves as such, so I would like to plan my trades, ping pong trades between these two zones. From the option chain perspective, we have immediate resistance at 10,900 with 1.6 million added contracts, significant at 11,000 with 1.9 million added contracts, support side 10,700 with 240,000 added contracts, and significant at 10,600 with 465,000 added contracts. So kind of a bit kind of finicky. Both the charts and the option chain, they are not really exactly aligning, but let's see how it goes tomorrow. The PCR comes out to be at 0.84, which is in the mildly bearish territory, not really overly bearish. So not expecting the kind of movement that we had today tomorrow as well. Coming on to Bank Nifty for tomorrow. Now for Bank Nifty too, as you can see, again we have two zones, 2300 to 2900. This is like a good strong 600 550 600 ish points ka range on Bank Nifty. So I don't really expect Bank Nifty to either break this range just like Nifty tomorrow, because first of all the range is too big, and the PCR and the option chain, they are not really signifying that we are going to have a big move tomorrow. Now as per the option chain, we have immediate resistance at 2700 with 154,000 added contracts, significant at 21,000 with 417,000 added contracts. On the support side, it is 2500, which is more or less the current market price as immediate support, with 34,000 added contracts, and significant at 20,000 with 88,000 added contracts. Funny thing is, the PCR of volume for Bank Nifty comes out to be at 0.62, which is in the bullish territory, mildly bullish territory. We haven't had bullish PCR since, I believe, quite some time, a couple of weeks at least. So it's quite interesting to see how this is going to play out tomorrow. So I am going to be trading tomorrow as well, but I do not have a fixed bias as of now, because the charts and the option chain, they are giving me two different viewpoints. So depending on the confirmation that I get tomorrow, I'll go with either long or shorts, but either way my entry is going to be planned near this zone or the underlying zone. Now these are all the charts that I had to discuss with you guys for today. I hope you guys like the daily video analysis series. If you do, let us know in the comment section below. And if you want any of these charts, or rather all of these charts, you can check out the Telegram channel at @ApexFinServe. For the option chain, watchlist trades, and the equity charts are posted on Instagram at @ApexFinServe. So if you have not checked that out, I suggest to check out our Instagram page too. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe to the channel, comment something nice, and press that bell notification icon too. I hope you have a really good green trading session and a fantastic weekend. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good night. Bye.